Hello there. It is Sherry Simpson. It is the last day of July. Do you believe that? It's kind of crazy. Today is Tuesday and I pulled 3 cards for you. So let's get right to it. The first card that I pulled, they were all upright this time. Yay! That means August is actually about new beginnings and moving forward. We've done a lot of release. Hey Rob, good to see you. We've done a lot of release in the last month or two. Hey Renee. And so I was happy to see that the 3 cards I pulled were all upright. So if you pulled card number 1, it's about finding balance. And this is actually sort of like the Wheel of Fortune card. So this is telling me that you really need to find balance in different areas of your life. So a lot of times, we're more about work, or we're more about family, or we're more about hobbies, but we're not really balanced in between all of them. So let's go through the little pictures that are on this. Wait, I haven't picked. Pick 1, 2, or 3. Wait, Renee hasn't picked yet. They're all upright and they're all pretty good cards. Pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. So the first card is about balance, and there's 6 different things on this wheel. And one of the interesting things is I have a star chart that I have used in my coaching programs, and it's really interesting because I think there's probably 8 rather than 6. I'm totally cheating. I think there's 8 rather than 6 areas, but you ask people where they want to be in this star chart. And it's really interesting because people are like, oh, I want this to be a 7 and I want this to be a 6, and it's okay if this one's a 5, but people are in this mentality that they can't have it all. So it's really interesting because almost nobody will actually look at this star chart and say, I want to be a 10 out of 10 on all areas. So I want you to see if you can step into finding some balance. So the different items that are on this, we have a ring, which makes me think your closest relationship. So allowing yourself to get into balance with you and your partner and concentrating on the things that you love about that person and your relationship rather than the things you don't like, because obviously it's way more fun to concentrate on the things that you do. The next one I see is a flower, which makes me think get into nature, but it also makes me think step into a place of what it is that you want to build and what it is that you want to create, because flowers bloom. So you want to plant a seed and bloom. And as we're going into August, that new beginning, it's another one of those plant a seed months where momentum is going to get building. People's abundance is going to be increasing. Hi, Jessica. Good to see you. And so figure out what seeds you want to plant this month, because they're going to grow. So wherever you water, of course, grows. The next item is like the sands of time. And that sort of makes me think of concentrating on more about where you are and where you want to go, and leave the past, your sands of time behind. So if you're feeling an imbalance on always thinking about the past or always thinking about your future, then you're not in the now. And the now is where all the magic happens. So allow yourself to be balanced that way. The next one is a chalice or a cup, and that just makes me think that we need to really concentrate on our cup being full rather than our cup being empty. So allow yourself to think that your abundance is overflowing, your health is overflowing, your well-being is overflowing. So you're always thinking about filling up your cup, and that also brings me to filling up your own cup, because many of us will give all our energy and time away to other people, but we're not actually filling up ourselves. So make sure that your cup and what you're giving is full. The next one is a book, and that makes me think calling in the wisdom and the guidance that you need from wherever that is. So if you don't read and maybe you watch podcasts or maybe you like TV or whatever it is, call in the wisdom and the guidance that you need. And the next one is, it's almost like a picture of it makes me think of like a landscape sort of picture. And what this one actually makes me think of is travel. So it makes me think of you being able to see different places to go and different experiences that you can have, even if traveling is only like to the neighborhood pool because it's bloody hot. Or maybe it's you actually traveling to see your friends or to see your neighbors, but incorporating some newness and some new experiences in travel and places. So finding a balance in whatever it is that you're doing. This also has some self-love into the card, so I want you to be able to give to yourself as well as giving to other people. There's a lot of yellow in this, which is the not a lot of yellow, but it's surrounded by yellow. So you're stepping into your empowerment, you're stepping into your personal power and your confidence. The background of this is orange, and that's that same as the that was the cup. It's the same as the flower. The sacral chakra is all about, the orange chakra is all about your energy. It is about birthing things, because that's where babies are created and built. And it's about not necessarily building babies, but building ideas and birthing ideas and communities and your closest relationships. I'm doing this because it's like infinity and connecting in male and female and your closest relationships and partnerships and giving and receiving. So allowing that to be incorporated with that very bright color of the sacral chakra, as well as speaking your truth. So if you haven't been speaking up, find some balance in your listening and your speaking. And then I almost want to see you spin the wheel so that you're not actually focusing on one thing at a time, but you're literally spinning the wheel and being like, okay, right now I'm going to focus on this. And then you spin the wheel again. Hi, Billy Joe. And then you're focusing on something else. So finding balance was the number 1 card, if that's the one that you picked. The number 2 card is the balance card. So obviously balance is something that we're looking for this month. But this is literally balance in your closest relationships and balance in your relationship with you. And so it does look like this person, these people are one person. So it's as though the masculine side of you and the feminine side of you are actually coming together. The interesting thing about relationships is that we have a masculine side that is very logical. It's very action taking. It's very like standing in our power. And then, hi Levant, good to see you. And we also have a feminine side, which is your nurturing side, your female side. So the masculine is like your moon side. It's the sun. It's very, take charge. Whereas I missed number 1. That was the number 1 card. So within you have this ability to be in your masculine and to be in your feminine. And the interesting thing about it is that in order for us to be nourishing our closest relationships, whether it's friends or family or colleagues or partners or whoever you're in relationship with, you have to be able to dance with them. And so if someone else is in their masculine side and you're also in your masculine side, it's almost like you repel each other because you're both trying to stand in your power, and it's almost like you're in that place of fighting. And it's the same if both of you are in your feminine side, because it's almost as though both of you are so nurturing that there's no balance between the masculine and feminine. So if you can have this dance with yourself when you're in masculine and feminine, and your dance with other people, then it's as though you know that someone else is in their masculine, so you're going to be in your feminine, and vice versa. And then it's like it just works better. You have this dance, this completeness, this wholeness that gets created in that way. So allowing yourself to tap into what it is that you need to support yourself to find this balance. Step into your solar plexus to be empowered and to find your confidence. Step into speaking your truth and finding balance within yourself. And what that does is create harmony within you. And then once you find harmony within you, it's as though you feel more harmonious with the relationships that you're getting into or the relationships that you're in outside of yourself. And so the first card was find balance. And the second card is actual balance within you, or balance in your masculine and feminine. The number 3 card is well-deserved rewards. So I find that makes a lot of sense. Oh, that's good. I find that many of us, we sort of blow off compliments, and we're not actually like saying thank you when people give us compliments, or people will say, hey, do you need anything? And you're like, oh no, I'm fine. And we just sort of blow stuff off. And when we do that, you can step into a place where the universe is like, okay, you don't need anything, so I'm not going to bring you anything. And so if you actually start accepting compliments, and you start accepting gifts from other people, and you start accepting things, then it's as though you're feeling deserving of the things that are coming from to you. And the well-deserved reward makes me think that you've been really doing a lot of work, and you've been doing a lot of challenging stuff, and you've climbed this thing, you've climbed this tower, you've done a lot. That makes the hair on my arm stand up. But you may not actually be stepping into a place of, I did that. And so you might not even be patting yourself on the back. And if you're not patting yourself on the back, then other people aren't going to do that either, because that's just the way the universe works. With the law of attraction, the way that we treat ourselves and the way that we nourish ourselves is the way that we're asking the universe and the people around us in order to treat us as well. So your hard work is awesome, and you want to make sure that you're celebrating all that you have accomplished up until now, and then step into, all right, this is amazing. I'm going to step into my confidence and personal power. What do I want to create next? Good to see you, Stephanie. This is a number 3 card. So the 9 is about celebration. It's about ending. It's about knowing that it's time for you to celebrate yourself, and then decide what it is you want to do next. Because August is going to be that month of new beginnings. It's going to be that month of abundance. It's going to be that month of propelling us in towards October. And so we're going to build momentum probably all the way through the end of October, almost like we're building a snowball that's going downhill. And so we're actually getting into that place where finally it feels like we're building some abundance and we're creating some momentum, and we're seeing some of the fruitfulness of what it has been, we've been feeling like we've been creating all year. So good job in staying with it. If you chose Love That Confidence, yes, it is for sure. So if you chose card number 1, it's about finding balance in all areas of your life. If you picked number 2, it's about finding balance with your masculine and feminine, and also finding balance in the masculine and feminine with the people around you. So you're dancing and finding a place that works and nourishes both of you. And if you pick the number 3 card, then you want to make sure you're patting yourself on the back and celebrating all of your accomplishments. You've done a lot of hard work, and you need to be able to celebrate that yourself and pat yourself on the back, and other people will do the same once you're celebrating yourself. And this is also an ending card, which means that it's time for you to start actually thinking about what it is that you're building and creating as you're going into August and through September. So if you have any comments or questions about that, I would love to hear. I am going to be offering some manifestation, abundance coaching stuff over the month of August. So if that's interesting to you, then let me know. You can give me a message and I'll give you the details. And if you have any comments or questions about some of the crazy planets, Mercury right now is in retrograde, and it's about communication. Awesome, Stephanie, good stuff. If it's about communication and it's about really stepping into patience and learning how to communicate better to ourselves and to other people. And we'll have one more eclipse. There's usually only 2 eclipses in a row, but this eclipse season has 3 of them. So we're really getting into a place where we're lining up our lights and our darks. And we're really getting into a place where, that's tears. We're really getting into a place where we are deciding that how we're feeling and what we're thinking and believing needs to match how we're acting. So we're actually lining up our own lights and darks and feeling like we're complete, and that we don't have to always put on some kind of show or anything like that, that we're complete, having, you know, anger and fear within us, and love and peace and joy, and we're okay with those things. So it's going to be a really cool month, and I know people have been sort of headachy, and people have had coughs and have been not sleeping. It's probably going to go on for another 2 weeks until the end of eclipse season, but after that, it's going to be like smooth sailing for a while. So allow yourself to step into a place of patience, allow yourself to do more self-care, allow yourself to drink more water if you need it, and just pay attention to what it is you need. So namaste, have a beautiful day. It's good to see everybody.